All right. Wanted to do a quick example of how I approach a new request from my rental business. This request came in 3 days ago. I'm a little slow on this one because of uh, New Year's and the holiday and family and all that stuff. So I typically try to be a little quicker, but this is a good example. So this is a request for August of 2025. So that's over almost 2 years from now. So this is not this season, but next season. So they're looking for a 120 guest package for a wedding at Garage B at the Speedway. So this is a venue that I'm aware of, but I haven't worked at. So what I like to do is this. First off, I look at the email address. This is the Conkle Sampson family. This is clearly an email address set up by the couple to do their wedding planning, right? So I always want to start with the email address so I can learn, is this a wedding planner? Is this somebody from the actual venue itself? Or is this just a regular end customer? Somebody looking for a backyard party or a bride getting married. So that's where I start. And obviously we have the date. And now let's just do our homework on Garage B at the Speedway. Beautiful. So we take a peek, we learn what we can learn. Really nice event space. And so the next step here would be to reach out to the venue. So I would reach out to the Speedway and say, hey, I've got a bride inquiring about tents and rental services for this date. So what do I have to know as a potential vendor? Are there any restrictions? Do I have to, so just kind of learn about their policy or their procedure, and B, and this is the reason I'm filming this video. So this is really the core opportunity. B, introduce myself to the event manager or the event planner, the person in charge at the venue, and I want to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm happy to help you with this event, but why don't we do more formally, right? If you are on the venue side, you don't want, strangers constantly prowling your property, right? If That's why people have preferred vendor lists, right? These venues want to know that, the equipment's going to be picked up at the end of the night, or that the rental company delivering the equipment, is respectful of the property. They know where they're going. So there's huge value from the venue side of knowing, of forging one of these relationships and finding an event business and just saying, hey, if you need rentals, you use these guys. So these are the types of strategic partnerships that can massively grow your rental business. I've got a few relationships just like this at local venues in the Boston area where I do simple stuff, dance floor, chairs for wedding ceremonies. And, it's easy, repetitive, steady, automatic work. It's really made a difference in my own rental business. You know, it, it's either more revenue for your company, it's either more business, or I can just say, hey, even if I didn't want to grow my business, I would so much rather do a simple dance floor at the same venue 30 times a year. That's going to bring in $25,000. That's so much easier than doing $25,000 worth of one-time events, right? Where we're going and setting up at a new place. We have to answer, 5 emails from the client because they've never worked with us before. We've never been to the venue before. We have to go over pricing and payment policies and all that. It's just such easy revenue. So that's how I approach a new lead, right? And I'm choosing this one because this was a wedding, an event venue. If somebody's address is just their backyard, then fine. You can treat it just as a typical kind of backyard party. But, look up the address, learn what we can learn, reach out to the venue, and that's where strategic partnerships are born. And man, can that be a make or break, or a giant shot in the arm for your rental business. So I hope that helps. I'm going to call the venue now and learn what I can learn, and I will certainly report back. Thank you for listening.